Hello, how are we today? I'm doing well. It's Thursday again. Let me take these glasses off actually. It's Thursday again, so it's been another week of creativity over here. I am doing something new today, a little change of scenery. It's just a little bit gloomy in the studio, so I thought I'd bring the camera out into the living room and I've got my little buddy Frankie here beside me sleeping. So I thought that was cute. He's such a sweet, sweet boy. Yeah, so today I'm just going to show you a few things that I got up to this week. And also, I filmed a little studio tour, which I'll pop up in this video too. It's just a brief one, just to give you an idea of the space that I work in. So, my studio is at home, it's nothing fancy. It's a room in the house that was probably intended to be a rumpus room or a TV room or something like that. We don't have children, so I just took it over and I use it as my studio. But yeah, I'll pop that in a bit later. But maybe I will do that first. Actually, let's do that first. Let's go and have a look at my studio, shall we? Okay, come on. So when you walk into my front door, you come into this landing area, and during my last open studio, I wrote this on the wall. And I have a little front room which is set up as a mud room, but I've turned it into a little gallery of all my finished works. So this is the room I'm just walking in now. And in here, I have displayed all the things that I've made. And so when I finish something, I just bring it in here. It's not set up as I'd have it if I was having an open studio event. At the moment, there's just things plopped in here, like my big snake there. And there's some of my ceramics, some boats I've made, some textile work, some little paintings, some of my paper mache, and some more ceramics there. And there's prints in that box, and then in these drawers are all my paintings and drawings on paper. And then I've got a few canvas works just stacked here, hidden away. Some things on the wall, and then in this cabinet I have a whole heap of little ceramic things. So little trinket dishes and little nudie banks, some mugs. So that's all in there. And yeah, we also keep our shoes in this cupboard here. So it kind of serves a double purpose. But for me, it's great when I have an open studio, or if someone wants to come to my studio and look at some works, I can set it up in here. And it's just a really nice space away from the actual studio, which is often a bit chaotic. So I'll take you through to the studio now. Literally, this is my house. So we're just walking through my house. And then to the left here, this is my studio. And if I turn back around again, that's my living and kitchen dining area. But back in here, yes, this is my studio. I have a few things set up in here. I haven't tidied it. I've just kept it as it is because it's actually a working studio. I work in here all the time. So it's not a Pinterest board studio. It absolutely isn't. So yeah, I still like to make it look nice. Like I've got a nice old cupboard in here that I store things in, and I like some old, nice vintagey pictures and things about mixed in with my own. On these two desks is where I do most of my work, most of my painting and sketchbooking. There's a couple of sketchbooks there. And then I have a light that I use as well. This is my little sewing corner. It has some half-done paper mache things sitting there behind it, but I got a new machine recently, so this is where I'll sit to sew. And then if I turn around, I have a storage cabinet there and another old antique piece which I use for storage. And I put things on top of that bench and it gets chaotic, and I clean it off and then it gets chaotic again. And I've got a trolley. I got in an op shop here which holds my paints and all kinds of things. It's really handy actually. And then I've got a big table in the middle, and I can put big pieces here. I usually get stacked with paper, but it's also got my little printing press on it. So this is a printing station as well, which is awesome. I love having my little printing press now so I can do it at home. So I'll just stand back so you can see that there. And then we've got this weird curved wall in here, but I've just had to set it up as best I can. It would be nice to get things made custom, but it's expensive. So this has all my printing stuff in it, which is really wonderful. And yeah, just some boxes and things and all my old CDs, which I couldn't bear to throw out. I have a CD player in here, so I listen to CDs sometimes. But yeah, this is my studio. I think it was meant as a like a rumpus room or a TV room or something. I think that's the intention for the room, but I took it over as my space because it's a nice big space. It has nice light and it's close to the kitchen, so it's close to water, which I need when I'm printmaking and watercolouring. So, yeah, that's a little tour of my studio. I guess I'll do another more in depth one at some stage, but I just really wanted to show you where I work today. I thought it was time I did that. I just had the thought that while I'm in here, I'll just show you where my pottery station is. So it's just outside. There's these doors that lead out to a little undercovered area, and I have my pottery station out here. I have all my ceramic tools on this bench and clay and things in there. And a table here where I can work with some board on top. So you work with the clay on the board. And then my tiny little kiln is over here. So that just sits there, and I use that when I want to do ceramics. And there's our barbecue. It's really handy having this area actually to work outside. I do clay work inside sometimes, but if I'm doing a lot of it, it's not right. You shouldn't do it for health and safety reasons, and also it's incredibly messy. So this space is good because I can just hose it out or sweep it out or do whatever I have to do. So there you have it. That's my studio. That's the space that I work in, and it's been wonderful. Actually, it's served me really well. I have always had studios in my home. I love being at home. I'm a total homebody. I love making my house nice and cozy, and it can distract you a little. Like you can get a bit distracted from the studio, but I find that I work really well in there. So I'm pretty good at just getting in there in the morning, doing my thing, and ignoring the rest of the house. So it's worked out really, really well for me. And it's a nice space. I can't complain, and it's a quick walk to the beach. So everything's pretty good, actually. Now let's go and have a look at a few things that I've been up to this week creatively. I held a watercolour workshop on the weekend. I also hold workshops in my studio, well, in my house, actually, not my studio, in my house, in my dining room. I have an 8-seater table. So I hold watercolour workshops for up to 8 people once a month. It's something that I just do as a little bit of extra revenue. And also, it's really wonderful to have people over and paint with them. It's one of my favourite things is teaching people how to use watercolours and how to use them effectively. I just love them as a medium. They're one of my favorite mediums. So I'm going to show you a couple of images that I started as demonstration pieces for that workshop. The workshop was on birds. It was about watercolor birds specifically. I have 2 pieces that I will show you now. I finished them this week. I didn't finish them in the workshop. There's just not enough time. So it took me to this week to finish them, and I did 2 birds. I've just wrapped them in cellophane because I prepare everything for sale and then put them into a drawer in my stock room. But this is the first bird. which is an Eastern Rosella. I hope there's not too much glare on the cellophane, but let's see if you can see this up close. So this is done in watercolours on beautiful Arches 600 GSM watercolour paper. And it's, yes, an Eastern Rosella. So that's the first piece that I did. And then I did another one of a black cockatoo. These are both birds that are found in this area. This one is also done with watercolours on the same paper. And I also used a white ink, like a paint pen fine liner over the top to do the white marks. But I thought this one, well, actually, I think they both came out really nicely. I don't often paint birds like this, but I really enjoy it when I do. I mean, they're a popular subject for a reason, I guess. That's that too. Those two. Look, I've stood up now. You probably can't see my head. Yeah, hello. And then I started this piece at a friend's house. She holds an art group gathering once a month. And I had started this piece. It's of a vase of yellow gumflowers. And I had just done the vase and the leaves and the flowers, and I needed a background. So I added in one of my tablecloths and then just added a pink background as the wall colour. And I quite like this one. I think it's a lovely still life floral piece. Although there's not that many flowers, is there? Oh, there's flowers on the vase, yeah. So I was very happy with this one. I did a lot of watercolour this week, yes. And then also this week, I went back to printmaking 2 weeks ago. Today was the third week I was there. 1, 2, 3, yeah. And I picked up pieces that I had finished, printed last week. This is a plate that I'd been working on for quite a while, and this is the image, and I'm so happy with this. It takes a while to get the plate to a point where you're happy with it, and I'm really happy with this print and how it worked out. I hope you can see that. It's of the Venus of Willendorf, which is the word Venus is a bit controversial, but for the sake of everyone knowing what it is, it's the Venus of Willendorf, and then I've done this floral background. And I was really happy with that, how that turned out. So now I can actually do an edition of these prints. I'll probably do an edition of 5, but I'm really happy with it. I'm going to watercolor this one, the flowers, and see how it looks. I'm not convinced, but I sometimes you have to see how it looks if you add a bit of color. It's just hard to know unless you do it. So that's that one. And then the second print I picked up may not translate well through the camera, but I'll put an image up anyway if it doesn't work. But this was my second print, and I was stoked with this one. I've worked on this one for quite a while on the plate. So what I've done is I've etched into a metal plate, and then I've inked it up and I've printed this. It's a whole process. Yeah, it's sort of hard to explain without showing you, but it's a long process too. Anyway, this print I'm quite happy with, and yeah, it's time to edition this one too, I think. Took a long time to get to this point. So they're things that I completed this week. Otherwise, this week has been really quite lovely, just preparing things for this year and getting myself organized and really relaxing into the year. I've been out walking more and just enjoying the outdoors more as the weather's turning. We're leaving summer here in Australia, so we're heading into autumn now, and yeah, it's just such a relief after a long hot summer. It's so dry here now. But today it's actually overcast, so it's lovely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to autumn actually. I am heading to New Zealand in May, the start of May or mid-May. for 6 weeks. So I'm kind of on the countdown for a big holiday. I'm looking forward to it. But I hope all is well. I hope you're doing really, really well out there, out there in the big bad world. And things are all good here, as you can see. I don't know if you see Frankie's curled up into a little ball. He's very content. He actually teaches me how to chill out and just relax, man. Just relax. But thank you for watching again, and please subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm almost at 100. I think I need 11 more people. So please, please, please. I'd be so grateful. I am so grateful. Thank you so much and have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Thursday. Okay. Peace out. Cheers. Thank you.